Here's your news for June 2nd, 2020. And your headlines for today include why wrestling fans may not return to shows until next year, Nia Jax under fire for offensive joke on Kairi Sane, why NXT stars are unhappy, Kurt Angle turns down a major offer from WWE, Bray Wyatt reveals a childhood story, WWE introduces free version of WWE Network. We are kicking off today with news from both WWE and AEW, as we all know that both companies haven't had fans in attendance since mid-March, and whilst fans are eager to return, it may still be some time. On Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez noted that both companies want fans back as soon as they can, but nobody knows when that'll be. He added that whilst it could be as soon as this fall, fans may have to wait until 2021 before they can fork over their hard-earned cash for tickets to either promotion. Ringside News have reported that neither company are anywhere close to touring anytime soon, though it should be noted that both companies are lucky to have any shows at all, thanks to having their own venues. WWE might have to change their taping schedule if they bring back fans, as the NXT superstars who played the crowd recently weren't exactly thrilled about being stood up for the majority of their lengthy filming schedule. We are looking at this week's Raw next, as the match between Kairi Sane and Nia Jax that saw the Kabuki Warrior take a nasty bump into the ring steps finally aired. The match was heavily edited to get around Sane's injury, as when she hit the steps, the camera cut to the crowd, and when it went back to the ring, Sane was quickly rolled back in the ring and pinned by the former Raw Women's Champion after a leg drop. What fans didn't see from the show is that Sane was busted open and bled a lot, leading to the match being paused and Sane being tended to. Though Sane stated she could continue, the fact that the company had her quickly lose after the bump shows that they didn't make her work too much, and after the match, Kairi took to social media to show off the cut she suffered. This just goes to show that accidents can happen at any time, and even when WWE are able to minimize the risks due to being in a private location, these things can still occur. Now, it should be noted that WWE officials have said that it was Sane who was in control of the bump when it happened, but that hasn't stopped fans from blaming Jax, who also got into hot water on this week's Raw for a different reason. During a pre-match promo, Jax criticized the Kabuki Warriors, claiming that they're not real friends, and even mocked what she described as their me Japanese. Fans online didn't take kindly to Jax mocking how the two superstars sound, with some calling it racist, while others questioned how the match was heavily edited, but not this. Clearly, Jax isn't making any new fans recently, but that won't stop her from challenging for the Raw Women's Championship against Asuka at Backlash. Now, recently, WWE has used NXT superstars as a live crowd, and while it certainly has added to the atmosphere, it wasn't easy for anyone to pull off. Not only did the Gold brand superstars have to stand for the majority of the 3 long days of 10-hour shoots, only being allowed to sit down during match breaks, but now it's being reported that the superstars were made to wait much longer. Fightful are reporting that superstars weren't happy after they were used as the crowd for the upcoming NXT Championship match for TakeOver in Your House, as they said, when Performance Center recruits were called upon for the Velveteen Dream vs. Adam Cole match, the recruits were asked to show up at 7, but the downpour in the area kept delaying things. As it turns out, most were waiting around until midnight before they actually filmed the In Your House match. Cole vs. Dream will air as part of TakeOver in Your House on June 7th, and though they did a special match setup where cars surrounded a ring, obviously the weather had other plans. Speaking of waiting around, the NXT superstars didn't just have to wait around for TakeOver, but also for Raw and SmackDown as well. Wrestling Inc. reports that Gold brand superstars showed up around 10 a.m. Eastern, which means their shooting days were close to 11 or 12 hours each day. The company wasn't taking any chances, as superstars had their temperatures taken, and a questionnaire was sent out asking about who the superstars have seen during this ongoing global situation. While it's good to see that WWE are being careful, it should be noted that the company isn't doing any swab testing, as it seems they're hoping the questionnaire and temperatures will be enough to keep them safe. From the crowd to the action now, as this week, R-Truth recaptured his baby in a very unusual way. When 24/7 champion Rob Gronkowski appeared on Raw to film a viral dance video, a gardener behind the NFL star turned out to be Truth, who rolled up Gronk to capture the title after a referee revealed himself. Gronk certainly didn't seem too happy to lose the title in such a short segment, but with the title now back on Truth, we expect plenty more title changes in the near future. We've got some huge news from the WWE Network next, as after years of speculation and rumors, the company has released a free version of their streaming service, which is available now. In the WWE.com article published by the company, it was revealed that the free network includes over 15,000 titles, including certain historical WWE pay-per-views and NXT takeover events. Recent episodes of Raw, SmackDown, and NXT are also part of the free network, as are shows including the returning Raw Talk, which it was later confirmed will be hosted by Charlie Caruso and Samoa Joe. Other shows that will be available from the free WWE network include The Bump, as well as Ride Along and Table for Three. In a statement, WWE's Executive Vice President of Advanced Media, J.R. Donlin, said that the free network was a key component of the company's digital strategy, and it allows all fans to enjoy WWE content. Of course, fans will get much more content for the current price of $9.99 a month, but it'll be interesting to see how the numbers change for the network now that a free version is available. One person fans can see plenty of on the network is Bray Wyatt, and though the Fiend may be a demonic entity, he also likes his toys. As a multi-generation superstar, Wyatt spent plenty of time backstage and recently revealed a time where his younger self was at WCW, where he had an altercation with Sid Vicious. He said, "When I was a kid, I was playing in a WCW locker room somewhere with a brand new Rocketeer toy. Sycho Sid Vicious thought I was being too loud and I was annoying him, so I shot him the bird like a man, and he promptly destroyed my Rocketeer toy." Wyatt went on to reveal that his good friend Jason Baker did more than just help him create the Fiend's look, but he also restored his faith in humanity, as he bought the former Universal Champion a brand new Rocketeer figure 30 years after Sid's destruction. It's good to know that Wyatt was able to get some closure on this situation, especially as the two-time father knows the importance of toys, and whilst the Rocketeer flies again, it's no thanks to Sid Vicious. Back to the ring now, and whilst Drake Maverick was one of many stars released in April, the British star has continued to compete as part of the interim NXT Cruiserweight Championship tournament. Literally fighting for his career in WWE, Maverick's struggle has won over fans and superstars alike, including WWE Champion Drew McIntyre. Speaking to Sportskeeda about the former rock star Spud, McIntyre praised Maverick and mentioned the emotional video Drake posted when he first found out that he'd been released. Though the future is unclear, the Scottish superstar believes Maverick will still be with WWE for quite some time, stating, "He's so talented when it comes to his mind. He could be writing the show, he could be helping with characters, he could be on the show, he could be a manager. He's so multi-talented, and I do think, going off of this storyline, which he created himself, he will be around and he's going to have a long future here, not just on camera, but off camera too." With Maverick set to face El Hijo del Fantasma in the finals, time will tell whether Maverick is able to save his career, and we expect Jordan Devlin, who was never stripped of the gold, to be watching closely. We are looking at All Elite Wrestling next, as after Vicky Guerrero appeared on AEW Dark, the WWE doesn't want anything to do with the former general manager. WWE have opted not to ask Vicky to return for reunions, and even stopped giving Vicky podcast guests due to appearing on AEW. And on his own podcast, Jim Ross gave his own views of the situation, saying, "How Mickey Mouse is that? You're going to take her off for being on a YouTube show? Did she say anything disparaging regarding your brand? Not a damn word. You gotta be me." JR added that he was embarrassed that Vicky has been treated this way after the years of work she put into WWE, and she isn't the only person to be blacklisted due to an affiliation with AEW. In the past, Chris Benoit's son David said he was banned from WWE over wearing AEW merch, and although a call to Mark Carrano quickly fixed things, it looks like a call wasn't something the former general manager and Miss WrestleMania was able to do. We've got some more AEW news next, as World Champion Jon Moxley has posted a tribute to CZW wrestler Danny Havoc, who recently died aged 34. In an emotional tweet where it seems Moxley was crying all night, the AEW star praised Havoc as not just a fearless performer, but also a creative and talented artist, revealing that it was Havoc who designed the first AEW Mox shirt and that he created the grenade design. The former WWE World Champion also shared some more of Havoc's designs, which quickly led fans to encourage him to use each one in some way. It's obvious that Havoc meant a lot to Moxley and countless other stars, and it's truly terrible to see yet another name in wrestling be taken too soon. Back to WWE now, and on last week's SmackDown, fans saw Kurt Angle introduce Matt Riddle to the Blue brand, but this could have been so much more. Speaking to CBR, Angle revealed that he had been offered a job to manage the King of Bros, and whilst he'd love to do just that, he turned it down as the timing wasn't right. Whilst he may not be managing the former MMA fighter, that didn't stop Angle from claiming Riddle will be one of the faces of the WWE, adding, "His personality is great. At first it's a little odd, but once you get to know him, he's very likable," Angle told CBR. And that's what he's going to get from the fans. They're going to love this kid. And he proves it in the ring. He's phenomenal in the ring. There's no doubt about that, but his whole bro gimmick thing works really well. Time will tell whether Angle's predictions for the original bro turn out to be true, and whilst there have been reports of backstage heat for Riddle, it'll certainly help him to have the backing of an Olympic gold medalist.